Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Friday Night Live. This time it is before Watford away, as I just die live on stream.
Clear your throat.
So yeah, welcome, Jay. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, mate.
I'm a bit lagged.
Yeah. Let us know in the chat, everybody, how Mickey's connection is. Had a few before we went live, but no, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, making the trip up to Watford tomorrow. So a bit disappointed after the other night because I thought we'd have a bit more to play for, but just going back to boys.
No, that's it. And I think it's there's a fair amount to get involved with, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I am going to hit the music, and we've got something slightly different to come in with in a little bit later on. I'll show you, but for right now, we're going to hit this one right now.
Language you don't usually hear on television. Millwall in London's Dockland.
No one likes it, but we don't care. We're that Millwall podcast. Loud every Friday night right here. Legends like Jimmy Abdul, Teddy Sheringham, and the kitchen too. Super Neil Harris, a fucking legend too. Through the good times and when the strife, we support the Lions all our life. This ain't no place for fancy feet. This is fucking Millwall through and through. Located on our very own John Pennison way. Let them all come, let them have their say. Millwall till we die. With that Millwall podcast, loud every Friday night right here.
There we go. Welcome back then to another edition of Friday Night Live. Hope you're well, Jay. How's things? You all right?
Yes, mate. Yeah, I'm all good, thank you. Yeah, like I said, trip up to Watford tomorrow. So yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, we'll come on to Watford in a little bit. I don't think there's any point in us talking about the game midweek because it was what it was. 85 minutes on a Saturday, playing with 10 men, and then obviously us having a few days off before we're playing again, and then Bristol City had pretty much 9 days clear. So yeah, we will come on to Watford very shortly. But first, I don't know. The FA, we knew, has given Liam Roberts an extra 3-game ban. I think it's probably right now that there's not really a lot the club can do about it. All this publicity and people going after us and everything else, this trial by media has happened. Listen, no one's saying that it wasn't a red card tackle. No one's saying it went out of his way to hurt the player. I think it was just one of those things within football, and it happens, and it is what it is. But what I do want to say is the BBC, the Mail Online, the Sun, the Guardian,
Everyone,
ESPN, pretty much, yeah. You know, Sports Bible, etc., etc., etc.
Sport.
Don't ever, Talk Sport. Don't and the FA don't ever come towards us preaching about mental health again, because you're fucking hypocrites and you're full of shit. Because it just shows to me that it's very, very cynical that you want to promote all this whole, mental health, online abuse and everything else. And you rallied it all up. So the BBC started it. The BBC lit the fuse, bringing Steve Parish on. And then literally from there, it just fucking snowballed. You can't bring a chairman on. And also, I think he just didn't. He knew better and he knew what he was doing. And then it just piled on and on and on and on and on. And second tier podcast, Ryan and Justin, you need to go fucking hang your head in shame, mate. Don't be sitting there talking or moaning about, mental health and all this fucking level of abuse we get and all that. Look, go fuck yourself. You jumped on the bandwagon, and you jumped on the bandwagon for likes and clicks and to make yourself cash. You made cash off the back of Liam Roberts getting fucking dog shit abuse. Your little clip you put out the other day. Oh, I've never heard let them die before everything. Either you don't go football or you're just a fucking idiot. right? Because it's made everywhere. Anywhere and everywhere you hear that chant. One game or another, you'll hear it without a shadow of a doubt. Let them die is happened in football forever and a day. And the problem I've got with it all is that you've got people like them and everyone who follows it. I'm telling you, right? Just fucking unfollow them, right? If you want to hit them or you don't agree with what they're doing, just unfollow them, because that's where it's going to hit them the hardest. Because the problem is, we moan about them all the time. Most championship clubs and everyone else I know, fans, moan about them. They pretend that they're the guru of championship this and everything else, and a marketing lad done good and whatnot. I'm not going to out where you work. I know where you all work, but I just think on this, you just stoked the fire. The level of abuse that Liam Roberts has got from fans and everything else his family's got across social media is fucking horrendous. And I think it's wrong. I think you do your job, and then if something goes wrong, okay, fine. You know what? You deal with it, you move on. If me or you, something went wrong with our job, nothing major, but something went wrong in part and parcel of playing football, an accident or whatever at work, something like that, what happened, right? I'm not demeaning what happened. It was a serious, it's a serious thing. He was lucky that he could have been injured a lot worse, but he wasn't. It was fine. But everyone's jumped on a bandwagon going, oh, it was absolutely horrendous. It was the worst tackle I've ever seen in my life. So Chris Sutton, right? You've never seen a tackle like that before in your life. You're honestly sitting there telling me that that's the worst tackle you've ever seen. Oliver Holt, it's the worst tackle. So you've not seen a tackle worse than that since 1982. Where were you when the PSG keeper got stamped on? Where were you when the Liverpool player full-studded the player in the face? Where were you when Creswell got kicked in the face and 2 black eyes and broken cheekbone and everything else? I just think it's done. The FA's charged it. The FA's given him an extra thing. And I think for the sake of his sanity, we now draw a line and we move forward. But knowing the press and knowing how much of fucking they are, they will still fucking drag this out over the weekend, no doubt. Going tomorrow, seeing what happens, see if there's any chance in the stadium and everything else. I just, everyone's going, oh, it's disgusting, wasn't it? All in the papers, it was disgusting, the chant, what fans did with clapping for fee. We weren't sitting there making fun of the tackle. We were sitting there saying that those in the stadium support Liam Roberts. He's one of our own because you lot have gone after him. When a man's down, in my eyes, mate, what you lot did is just as bad as stamping on someone when they're on the floor. You knew where he was. Yet 2-3 weeks time, mate, if it's a mental health day or something else, you will all be sitting there preaching to us, telling us, look after yourself. It's okay not to be okay and all of this sort of stuff. When, let's go back to this point, you fucking caused the pile-on. No one else, you did. So, yeah, I think, Jay, what do you think? Sorry to everyone watching and ranting, but I just think it's a piss take that we get preached to all the time about mental health, yet they're the ones who fucking create the pile-on and people can't cope. No one knows what's going on in someone's mind. You might think they're okay, but no one knows what's going on in someone's mind. He's a professional footballer. There's no chance in a million years that he went out to tackle that player with intent to hurt him. It was an accident. Yet, according to the media, he's the fucking Antichrist. Bullshit. Am I wrong or am I right? Sorry, Jay, I didn't mean to rant there, mate, and everything else, but yeah.
No, look, you are right. And not if you watch that clip in slow motion as it's been portrayed on the internet 1,000,001 times over, it does look like the worst tackle you ever seen. But that's the problem when you slow these bad tackles down, they look worse than they are. And Roberts in no way, shape or form intended to hurt the keeper. He said himself, he spoke to Mateo, he was quite upset about it. And I think that's what's annoyed me more, the fact that it is trial by media and that Absolutely. There have been other circumstances where players have made a reckless decision or a uncompromisable decision to either come out or to attack the ball in a certain way, and they've really hurt someone. That's all that's happened in this case. Ian Roberts made a bad decision. He's owned that decision. We've owned that decision. The problem with the let him die chance is that the let him die chance come about because of Premier League footballers, because they go down like they've been shot. Like they've been shot for a tap on the back of the neck or a tap on the back of the knees, and they roll about on the floor like they actually dying, and then they're up 10 seconds later like nothing's ever happened. And that's where the chants come from, because fans are fed up of it. And it's sung up and down the country, and the people that have said it's the worst tackle that they've ever seen haven't watched football for long enough, or don't remember Roy Keane on Haaland, don't remember Schumacher, don't remember the state of Steve McManaman's legs at the end of every game in a Merseyside derby, don't remember the Arsenal Manchester United games of old, don't remember Jason Malumbi physically punching someone in the face in a pre-season friendly and only getting 5-game ban. I'm okay with the fact that they want to extend bans. I'm okay with that, because it is dangerous and that does need to be eradicated, and players should know better. But I'm only okay with it if that it's across the board. This is the outcome for these situations. Now, if you reference the Creswell incident, the Mane incident, the Donnarumma incident, and many other incidences, Roberts is the only incident where he actually wins the ball. None of the other incidences, the players actually win the ball. Liam Roberts has clearly come for the ball. He's won the ball, and ultimately his momentum has made a very, very bad decision. But them tackles that you reference and I'll just reference again are not worse than what Liam Roberts done. So why does it warrant double the punishment? It's because the FA caved into media pressure, into fan backlash, into the whole situation of the chanting, the Millwall fans in general.
I'm going to put a couple of them up. Look,
and I mean, look at that. I mean, that one is probably the least effective for me, because Mane's in position to go for the ball there. That one's just, I mean, the Creswell one annoys me the most.
He didn't even get a free kick for that.
No, and they all resulted in 3-game bans when it come upon Creswell's one. The big thing I read from Ben Thatcher was the reasons behind it, and one of the reasons behind it was that it was unnatural for Liam Roberts to have his foot in the position that he had it in. But if you look at the Creswell incident, the player's got his foot, he's jumping off the floor with his foot in the air, where he could have gone for it for a header. That's the issue that they were saying with Roberts. He didn't need to come with his foot. But they've come in other situations where they've used a different body part than a natural body part, like their head, if they go for a header, or if the ball's on the ground. So already they're talking at Liam Roberts is done something that other players have already done. And he can't use his head in that situation because, you know, he ultimately hurts himself. I get that it can be deemed as cowardly because he has gone into that challenge in a position that protects himself, with a view that if anyone's going to get hurt, it's not going to be him. I understand that word cowardly does cover that. But is anybody going to ever go into a tackle not protecting themselves first?
You're not going to say coward. I mean, the thing is, I'll tell you what's got me the most out of all of this, right? And love him or hate him, Joey Barton's come out with, you know, it's a game of football. It is what it is, okay? You know, these things happen. It is. But you got Gary Lineker coming out, jumping on the bandwagon. You know, you've got Cundy, you've got Cascarino, you've got Piers Morgan. Everyone, I mean, listen, I'm not going to say anything about, you know, Piers Morgan and whatnot, mate, because, you know, I'm not going to be open to libel or anything else, mate. But all I'd say to people is, listen, all of you, people in glass houses, mate, shouldn't throw stones. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's as simple as that. If all of you are absolutely perfect, then come out and have an opinion. But you're not. And what you've got to understand is that this fella's got kids, he's got family, he's got missus, right? Regardless, what people seem to forget, and I don't know how old Liam's kids are or anything else, but kids are nasty. What's to say that all that level of abuse you put in the papers over the last 4 or 5 days, the week, right? And even more today and probably more tomorrow because the ban was come out tonight. Just look and think about if they were your kids, that all of a sudden your kids are told that you're You're the worst thing in the world. You went out to hurt another professional. You know, you attacked. It was the most vicious attack I've ever seen in my life. If that happened in the street, you'll be in prison for life and all this lot. Those kids are potentially going to get other kids going up to him, telling them your dad's this, your dad's that, because of words you put in the fucking paper. And at the time, you thought, yep, I'll do that. Your editor's gone, excellent. That's going to sell papers because we've got Millwall in the headline. But you don't think about everything else, what's gone on from it. Say, for instance, I don't know, you were saying it, and it's happened. You say things about people, and then something fucking horrible happens. That person decides that it's too much and does something. It's on your head. But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you're going to do about it. You're just going to sit there and wake up the next morning and write a new fucking story to destroy another fucking life. Because that's all you do.
Yeah,
That's all you do.
It is difficult. It is difficult. And I don't like this narrative that, oh, I've seen Simon Jordan. The word cowardly is what Simon Jordan used. But the biggest thing I've seen is that, well, if it was on the other foot, Millwall fans would be reacting the same way. It was on the other foot. We've had it on the other foot with Charlie Creswell. We didn't react any of the sort. It didn't make the papers or the news for 4 days straight. This has been breaking news, headline news for 4 days straight. And you've got, what hurts even more is that you've got seasoned professionals that have played the game of football at a very high level and played in an era where you didn't have rules, where players weren't very protected, and they still came out and went after us.
No, I got you. I like this, right? So this is obviously a non-Millwall fan, right? And he's gone, the geezer has family, has kids. What about the player who's nearly decapitated? He didn't nearly decapitate him at all. And also, he ain't that fucking bad that it was 4 days ago and he's looking to be flying off to Marbella.
He came out of hospital the same night. His face weren't an issue. It was his ear.
So he's all right then, isn't he?
I understand that the people look, listen, it's a bad challenge, but it's not worse than the challenges that we've referenced. This is my argument that if they want to extend Liam Roberts' ban, that's absolutely fine. I understand it's dangerous, but then you need to keep it within the confines of other punishments that you've dished out. You can't just dish out a 6-game ban because it's Millwall, because that's how it looks. Now, people might say it's not that, but that's how it looks to us, because you've had the exact same incidents where the players have come off worse, mind you. Edison had stitches on his face. Charlie Creswell broke his cheekbone, had stitches on his face. Matea's got some stitches on his ear. Nothing wrong with his face. I understand that it's
25
dangerous.
stitches ain't nice, and I'm not asking for anyone to have it, but I'm just asking for people to look at it in a reality, because
be impartial, Mickey. Just be impartial.
Right, I know it's easy to say, but honestly, I think if we weren't Millwall, I don't think Liam Roberts would have got. And do you know the crazy thing is that Liam Roberts isn't a Millwall player. well, he's a Millwall player, but do you understand what I mean? He's not. He's not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's not playing every game and whatnot. Yet they've gone after him. They've given him a ban, and the ban is okay.
It's all right then. Do you think if it was Jensen, right, or if Roberts was our number one, do you think he'd get 6? Do you think he'd get 6 games?
No, I don't think it would. I think it would probably be 3 games, and that's it. But
I
you know
think
what?
they've used it as an example to make
100%
an opportunity to make an example.
Do you know what I have to say, right? And look, I know some people might not think, and I'm not pro with this, but I honestly say that hats off, well done to Max, the Millwall press guy, for standing firm and not getting involved in all the bullshit. A couple of statements, job done. And also to James Berylson and Mark Fairbrother, because if this was a year, 2 years ago with the old hierarchy, I think Liam Roberts, I think Liam Roberts would have made a public apology, because they were more worried about what the FA was going to throw at him. Listen, right? You look at the game, people go, "Oh yeah, you know, there was this, that, and that." Listen, the let them die chance and all that lot happen in football. The chance directed to Charlie, Chigwell, is it Chigwell?
Chilwell,
Chigwell, right?
Boy.
Listen, right? That's look. Everyone knows that's thingy, mate. It is what it is. The club's going to get fined. The club's probably going to get fined
in every stadium in
the club's going to get fined for that, because it's all been acknowledged as homophobic. The club's probably going to get £150,000 fine for that, right? It is what it is.
I understand.
The club's not moaned about that. The club's not tried to deny, defend, or anything else with that, right? It's not been mentioned. None of it's been mentioned really heavily within the media. Yet
No.
We've gone out and given a player who's a keeper, and yes, he made a slight bad decision, a 6-game ban. To be fair, it don't really matter because he's on number 2. Every game what ticks over, it's coming down. So he's already on 5 band. You know, the 6 is now 5 because of Tuesday. So going forward, it don't matter. You know, his band's going to tick off. But
there's no point in appealing it either. Just wash it under
who's
now.
it
Just get
doing?
rid of it.
You know, what I'd like to see from the PFA, or, you know, and you followed us this week, mate, but you've not reached out. You just followed us. What, you want to see what I'm saying about your players? Is what it is. But I'd like the FA to turn around and go, the social media furore over this needs to be looked at, because if it's racism or if it's attacks against the female, you know, the women footballers, or if it suits your narrative, then you'll come out and you'll set up government independent or put extra funding in towards it, everything else. Not one person in that media has kicked up that all the Palace fans were sitting there throwing insults at a keeper of ours who died. Yeah, everyone wants to sit there and fucking... I'm not going to go into the quotes or anything else, but it was okay for you lot to sit there and do that. Not one of you in the media wanted to pick that up and go, well, actually, this is wrong. No,
and they said some horrific things about Sarkic as well.
100%. But you wanted to go after a 30-year-old family man and basically alienate him.
I'll tell you who did acknowledge it, though, and he did say some bad things, but Troy Deeney did acknowledge it today. It was mentioned by Troy Deeney today about how the unfortunate, sad passing of Sarkic was used as an avenue of attack against Millwall fans. It's disgusting. Someone's actually dead, and you're going after him. And yeah, it's unfortunate. Look, nothing in my mind. No one will ever tell me that this isn't because it's Millwall, because it won't. Because the same incidences, and people can say, "Oh, you nearly took his head off." Yeah, all right, fair. Okay, maybe if you want to use that narrative, yeah, okay, maybe he did, but so did the other incidents that only got a 3-game ban. So if you're going to give him a 6-game ban, you have to match it up. Mate, it's trolled by media.
Listen, if the media want to pick up on things what were discussed in that game, we're Millwall fans. What the fuck is all that about?
Yeah, I've got loads of videos. It was disgusting.
Yeah, so have I. It don't matter. That's for another show. What I do with the legal, and we'll look into that.
Treated us like absolute pigs.
You treated us like scumbags.
Yeah.
And you had police dogs going for people. You had all your coppers eating people. Everything else. Yeah.
Man got crushed between 2 cars as well.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, that's okay. But don't worry, because at the end of the day, you've got to. And this is let's not. Right, we'll end it here. Let's not fucking lie about it, right? The whole reason that this has gained so much furore and all of that lot is pure and simply because Millwall is Millwall, and your precious team from the Premier League brand was involved in an FA Cup game with Millwall. Now, listen, if the players want anything to drive them forward over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it is, just get us to the promised land. Because I tell you now, we had your back here, Liam, and we'll have everyone's back in the Premier League, mate. But the Premier League will fucking hate us. All we ask for is what, 9 months of the season?
I'd hate the Premier League. I'd hate the Premier League. The
months,
VAR.
9 months.
VAR was just awful that day, Mickey. You were there. I was there. I did see you as I was walking out. You was at the top at the back on the far right-hand side of the stadium in your red coat. I did shout. But the VAR ruined that for me. When Harding scored, I couldn't even celebrate. I had to wait, see if it was good. It was VAR stop for this, stop for that. There's 15 minutes added on. Like it's a joke, but look, we move on. The bands come down. I hope the club don't appeal it. Just
no, they're not. I don't think they are. I don't think they're going to appeal it because they want it put to bed. Liam suffered and put it to bed. You know, I think the
BBC all right, which he will be, but you know, we've got our own players to think about as well.
I think the BBC needs to hang their head in their hands. Listen, BBC London, I think what you've done over the coverage over this last week's been fairly neutral, and you've sort of not defended either way, and you sort of backed us. You've had people on who's backed it, but I honestly think that the producer and the BBC, whoever made that decision to bring him on, right, on a live show, and knowing that he was going to have the ump, and knowing that he was so rattled because it only just happened, you need to give your head a wobble. Where was the Millwall Where was the Millwall side of it? Where was the unbiased reporting what the BBC?
Harrison was there. Why couldn't he have his say as well? Why couldn't he come down?
I'll tell you why. Because it don't cause enough thing. The BBC want to be friends with the Premiership. Don't care about the EFL. They just want to be friends. You know. Oh well, we're doing this, we're doing that. What you did. Yeah.
But look, the punishment's been dished out. It's bollocks. Don't agree with it. But let's move on now and let's move the 100%. Conversation forward.
Moving forward, right? We sing no one likes us, we don't care. And we fucking don't. But what we do, right, out of all of this, you go after the act, not the man. And what you did is went after the man. And as soon as you go after the man, especially if he's one of our players, we will stand shoulder to shoulder. Yeah? It's one for all and all for one with Millwall. And we might be one of the very few clubs left in this fucking godforsaken country who will defend. And it's as simple as that. No one likes us. We don't care. We've got strong skin, mate, and we don't give a fuck. But next time, go after the act, not after the man, because that's lazy journalism. And yeah, well done to Max. Well done to Steve. Not Steve. Well done to Mark Fairbrother. And James Berylson for letting Max put it out and all that. Listen, I'm not Max's best mate or whatnot, mate. We haven't seen eye to eye.
He's
on a lot of things, but I think the way he did it and going in that siege mentality has brought us all together. So yeah, done. But, right, we are playing Watford at the weekend. I do apologise for everyone, all right, but I needed that fucking rant because if I watch it, then he needs to know that we're backing him. Watford at the weekend, away to Watford. Has Watford still got the same manager?
Cleverly's.
So we're going for a record then. We're going for a record. We've played Watford once this season. We're going to play them again, and they don't have a new manager. I don't think they've had a great season, to be fair. But again, it's a trip there. There's already a Luton fan in there telling us to, make sure we win against them. But yeah, your thoughts on tomorrow, Jay? Another early fucking kickoff.
And that's a separate conversation we won't go into. Look, I watched Watford v Luton because I say my friend's a Luton fan and they were very, very, very good, very, very good against Luton. They look quick, they look energetic. They the transition from defence to attack was so fast. They look so fluent, and it looks like it's starting to click a bit for them. I think they're fairly injury free as well, and they've come off the back of playing pretty well, and an early kickoff again for us, which is a pain. And at home, it's not the most confident I'm going to be going into an away game, but I still do fancy us to ruffle some feathers. We are again, the injury bug has destroyed Millwall recently, and again we're going to be without many key players tomorrow, but I've got no doubt that we'll get up for it. The only thing I'm worried about is our away performances have not been very good at all. Our performances in general have not been very good over the last sort of 5-6 weeks, and I just think Watford might try and capitalise on that. But look, I'll make the journey up there with my son. It's his first away game. I'm taking him to, so hopefully we can come away a bit happy.
Yeah, no, I think I think it's a must-win, or I think we will probably win. I think everything what's gone on this week, hopefully we've recovered from Tuesday night, had a nice little bit of a rest, and we go there and we just prove the world what we are, mate. And that's it. I think that's the only way we can deal with these things. Dust yourself down, pick yourself up, move forward, and do what's best. So yeah, we're wait and see what's what. Norwich, Oxford at the moment 1-1.
Yeah, that's Gary Rowett's hit a bit of a sophomore slump, hasn't he? His honeymoon period's ran out. But listen, teams always seem to turn their season around against Millwall. Bristol City hadn't won away from home since November, I believe. And they come and turn us over. That Harry Cornick is absolute dog shit. I think they said he played 3 minutes of Championship football in the last sort of 5 months. He's absolute dog shit, and he scored a fantastic winner. So I'm under no illusions it's going to be a tough game tomorrow. But so if we want to go on,
Go on. I was just going to do. I've got a few stats.
I was just going to say, if we want to try and make something of this season, it's losing on the in the midweek was really, really bad, and I think anything but a win tomorrow will be the final nail in any playoff push, in any coffin for a playoff push that we might have this season, and then we can start looking ahead to what we've got, who's going to be here, who's not going to be here, and formation start working on some things. So silver linings.
No, that's it. Andrew Roberts, I think you're right. VAR has been used in the actual playoff finals since 2022, but we ain't been in one, so we haven't had to deal with it. Listen, like your mum's always said, you have to try everything once, with your vegetables and all that. Well, you know what? We tried VAR. It's not for us. So we go forward with that one. So,
Go on in, Mickey, what you got?
Someone say stats. So, Watford had lost 3 of their last 5 league games against Millwall. 1-1, drawn 1. As many defeats as across their prior 20 meetings with the Lions combined. We've won 12 and drawn 5. Millwall unbeaten across their last 2 away games against Watford. 1-1, draw 1, and last enjoying a longest run was at Vicarage Road between 95 and 2002, because we did win there last season, didn't we?
No, the season before. Yeah.
The season before?
No, it was last season. It was Fleming. Yeah, because we drew 2-2 Harding bagged, and then they scored in the 90th minute. And then the game before that, I believe it was Fleming. And Fleming scored. I think we won 2-1, didn't we?
Since losing 4-0 to Leeds, Watford haven't conceded a goal in any of the last 3 championship games. Well, that's a record to break. The Hornets have kept 4 clean sheets in a row, November to December 2022. That was the last time. And Millwall have won 3 of their last 5 away, as many as they won in their previous 18 on the road. Each of their last 6 away wins have been via a 1-0 scoreline. So,
1-1 then.
I mean, you obviously do your championship show. I know we haven't put many videos out at the moment, but that will be coming back next season more heavily. But obviously, your championship and your championship players and whatnot. What's your thoughts? What players are at Watford who we should be watching out for?
Well, Ryan, the Lou fan, he touched on one straight away. That's that Chaksaversky, however you pronounce his name. He's
him.
Yeah, Chaksaversky. Yeah, he's absolutely class. I watched the Watford game, and he absolutely ran rings and controlled that midfield. Very, very good box to box. He's up and down. He's very, very smart. He sees things before it happens, and I think that'd be a game for Billy Mitchell tomorrow, where he's got the legs, can keep up with him, just sit on him and pose a problem. They've got that Bar and Bayo are really good. I think that Bar gets up and down. He's really, really quick, really rapid, likes to hit the byline and cut inside. That'll pose a problem for Joe Bryan and whoever starts at right back. We'll go into that though, because I've got a few changes on that. And then Doumbia, I think Doumbia is a really, really good player. He was a bit hit and miss against Luton, but when he did get the ball down, he was really, really frightening to watch. He just went at Luton and attacked him. And after the sort of first 5 minutes where Luton looked really good, Doumbia got on the ball and changed the narrative of the game. So they're sort of 3 players that I would sort of look out for, but they're a really quick, fast transitional team that likes to hit you on the counter. They like to then control the ball and they get it out wide. They don't play through the channels too much. They like to get it out wide with their pace, and then they just thrash crosses across the box and they just all pile in. So it'd be a busy day for Tanganga and Cooper, but as long as we can weather the storms that Watford bring, because they like to just hit you for 10 minutes, then sit off for 5, recoup. As long as we can weather them storms and then hit them where it matters. Set pieces, they're not very good at. They don't deal well with defending set pieces. That's going to be our forte tomorrow, I think. So weather the storm and hit them on the counter.
Michael Marshall says, I think it was the Watford fans who had the RIP banner for Sargent.
It was, yeah, fair play. That was first game of the season, though. I think whoever we was playing first game of the season, most would be respectful, I think, in that sense. So fair play to Watford. I do think it would have been anyone, but yeah, no. Their fans had to take the time to do that.
Before we look into digging deep, obviously, on teams and players and performance and who you think is going to be coming. I don't know if you've seen, there's a band from the Midlands, Jay, slightly change of tone a little bit, bring it up a little bit before we go into players and all that. There's a band in the Midlands called TV Pins, and they were on BBC Radio 5 this week. Their goalkeeper is South East London, don't live too far away from Millwall, but they done a rework of our chant, not the Let 'Em Die one, don't worry, or the other ones, but
I see. Yeah.
what do you call it one? So
He looks like Nick, doesn't he? The one of the fellas. He looks like.
This is it, performed by TV Pins. No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. But we don't care. We are Millwall. Super Millwall. We are Millwall. From the dead. No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. And we don't care. We are Millwall. Super Millwall. We are Millwall. From the dead. We are Millwall. Super Millwall. We are Millwall. Super.
I think it's not bad. I thought it was quite funny.
Cool.
It was good.
Different,
Thank you very much to TV Pins. And over the next day or so, they have a new album coming out, and I'll be adding all their socials and everything else to the show description and the comment. I'll pin a comment with their details on and whatnot. But thank you very much to TV Pins for giving me permission for that. I'll tell you what, it'd be quite cool, wouldn't it, if the club got him down before a game to be the outside band. That would
that'd be class.
That would be quite class, wouldn't it? So,
fair play to them.
Really good. Thank you very much for that, because I don't think you are necessarily Millwall fans. Your mate does live near, and with conversations what we had, I think it was more decided by the BBC to a degree. But well done for getting on with it and getting them involved with it. They do have a new album out, which we'll highlight soon. They play a mix of Britpop and EIO. I can't think of it. Is it EIO? Yeah. Is it? The people who sang Blue Sky.
Yeah.
No, the people who sang Blue Sky. Hello, Mr. Blue Sky. What that band's called. But EIO, yeah, whichever. But they sing a mix for there. It's easy to do. Just look for TV Pins. Maybe we might get the guitarist on at some point. But right, let's go into
teams.
Teams. Hang on, what we got? So we got, where is it? Mark, who has to start by default now, surely.
We're talking about the teams now.
Alex Neil subs tomorrow. We went down 1-0 against City midweek, needing a goal, and he brings on the least creative player. Our goal scorers in Sav and Honeyman. Aziz out. I'm surprised that the BBC played this. BBC Radio 5, mate. They're slightly different to the normal BBC lot, I suppose. But yeah, Dan Reese is there. ELO, that's it. ELO. Thank you very much, gents. Thank you. Listen to that, everyone now.
Everyone's on it.
That's it. Electric Light Orchestra. That is it. Absolutely. That was fantastic. That was great. I'm going to speak to her, mate. If they want to make this a jingle for next year, mate, then mate. So yeah, you're right there. You got a bit of Tourette's, mate.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Jay's sharing that he's got Tourette's. The first time in nearly 2 years. We've never seen it before. As long as he don't start going wanker, do you know what I mean? It's it is what it is. So yeah, right. Tomorrow then, who are you thinking about for the team, fella?
We're going to do the whole thing.
Yeah, we'll have a discussion with it. We go right in goal. I'm going to go Roberts. Oh shit, I can't. It's banned. All right, we'll go Jensen.
That's self-explanatory. So we can move on there. Yeah, Jensen.
Tango. We do one each. I'll go Tango.
What, centre half? We're doing centre half now.
Yeah. Well, no, we'll
Yeah.
just go
You've got to pick
back line. Well,
Okay.
you pick the next one. So I'll go.
Okay.
I think Tango in the back four. You pick the next.
All right. Harding, right back.
Oh, Cooper.
Joe Bryan.
Okay, interesting. Right, loads of you in the comments. Obviously, you're going to go with Jensen. Give us your back four lineup, please. What's that?
Don't forget the bother boots.
On your boots, lads. Here. Andrew Roberts says, I think Jay disagrees with me about giving Sav and Honeyman new contracts.
Only one of them.
Honeyman, I'd probably say yes, because when he seems to play in midfield, he seems to have a really good understanding with the Serb. Sav, don't know. Is the Serb injured?
That is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, me too.
I don't.
I think what's his name might be left out. Femi.
Dan Riggs, find that out for us, please. You're sitting there.
Dan Riggs is a Serb injured. Connolly on the right, and Marku on the left. We're going for the back four, mate, not the front four. So look, Jonathan's got the hang of this.
Yeah.
So Harding, Tango, Cooper, Bryan, exactly what we said. Definitely Harding. Oh, Crammer, Crammer.
He's had a few stinkers.
Yeah, Dan's gone Bryan, Crammer, Tango, Harding for me. B-line's gone Jensen, Harding, Cooper, Tango, Bryan. We all seem to be going pretty much similar. Harding, Tango, Crammer, Bryan. I think Azir's out. I think he is as well. Mickey Honeyman come on midweek, and in 10 minutes he'd made 4 mistakes. League One player at
he was awful. And then when he come on at Palace, he was just disgusting. Such a poor footballer, but
you can't say that, mate. You know what was
I'm
it?
not allowed to. Sorry.
You work for the BBC and Talk Sport now. Do you know what I mean?
Parish should come on in a minute. Go, leave him alone.
No, I agree. Right, listen, it is what it is. But yeah.
What formation are you going with anyway? You changing the formation up, or we're going 4-2-3-1?
Yeah, I'll go 4-2-3-1. Yeah. Or good old fashioned 4-4-2, mate.
I'd like to. I don't think we could. I think the wide players we've got don't suit.
We can't play free. But I don't think we can play free. I don't think we got to play it. And it was quite interesting. I was listening to something the other day going like, I can't think who it was. Oh, it was Alex Neil press conference where he sat there and said we were going free, and we expected Bristol to go 5.
Yeah.
And then when they went free, it left us off balance where we had 2 wing backs instead of the 2 wingers.
I think he does want to go at 5-2-3, a 3-2-5, a 3-5-2, 5-2-3 variation. I think he does want to do that. He could do that tomorrow if he wanted, and he could play Harding at right back and play Crammer as a centre of a back 3, Billy and Kaspar with Connolly and Marku either side of the Serb. You could go essentially a 3-4-3 in that sense, but it'd be interesting for him to change it with the players we've got now. He hasn't got natural technical wingers that are going to track back or do that. He's got attackers now as wingers, Connolly and Marku. I don't really put RBW in there. I think he's more of a 10. So the wings that are fit are not really wingers. They're inverted forwards. I think it'd be wise to go for a 5 tomorrow and go 5-2-3 or a 3-5-2.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see a 4-4-2, just go all out attack. Because, I mean, I think realistically, we're 11th, what are we, 12th now in the league? And I think realistically, I think we're pretty much nailed on to be safe.
We're not going
Derby County on 29.
16 points.
Hopefully Derby County collapse and go down so that second tier can spend their, next season watching first division team.
Yeah, it's like 16 points, Mick, in it, I think, including goal difference. Like 16 points. We ain't going down.
We're on 45. And And 19. So the 16, but I don't think we're going down, especially not when you're looking at Cardiff and all that. But I mean, the bottom is close. I mean, out of the bottom 4 or 5, I would say the only ones I wouldn't really want, I'm not really fussed about going down, would be I would like Plymouth Argyle to stay up and take down Luton and maybe Oxford or Stoke.
I want Luton to stay up. Luton's a good day out. I've been Luton away many a times. It's a good day out, Luton. They're a good club, aren't they? I mean, they give us a good bit of, that's a good game to look forward to. You look forward to that game, Luton. It's a bit of a rivalry in a sense. I'd like to see them.
I mean, think about
Plymouth does nothing for me. You look at the state where Plymouth.
I suppose realistically, it's a ball 8 to get to. Little Dan, negative Dan loves Plymouth. But I mean, realistically, I suppose, if you look at them on the best away days with the teams what are coming up, so Birmingham's coming up, which is again a good away day. So let's go from Portsmouth down, say, or Swan, say Bristol, Portsmouth. So Portsmouth, Oxford, Hull, Stoke, Cardiff, Luton, Plymouth, Derby. Out of them, I mean, personally, wouldn't it be mad to see, which is not going to happen,
Derby, Hull, and Swansea, bang.
Yeah, or Swansea, Cardiff, and Hull.
Yeah, get rid of the 2 Welsh clubs and get rid of Hull, because Hull would just fucking shit it now. I fucking hate Hull. I don't know why I hate Hull. They're just one of them.
I like you, Ant, who runs the whole podcast, but it's a ball 8 to get to.
Yeah, it's and like I say, I like Portsmouth. I've been Fratton Park as well. It's probably in my top 5 or 6 stadiums to go to. It's an amazing stadium. I love going Luton, that shit old ground. It just makes for good football away days. I want Luton to stay up. Plymouth, I like Plymouth. I do like Plymouth. And Birmingham coming up.
No,
let's do it. Let's get our teams done.
Let's do the players, and then we can come back to this in a minute.
So midfield, what? We'll go midfield 2. Midfield 2, yeah?
2. Yeah.
Billy and Casper. It's got to be. Sav ain't got the legs for this game tomorrow. He ain't got the legs.
Nagley's out, so I'll go Mitchell, and Casper.
And then out wide. So in the chat, get your 4 in there for your 4-2-3, or your 5. Sorry, in the advanced
What's his name
midfield.
Could be back tomorrow as well. By the way, Langstaff could be back.
Yeah, so Langstaff will make the bench. Out wide. Oh, yeah, I would as well play him left wing. But I'd play Connolly on the left tomorrow. I'd play Marco on the right. Now, I know that seems a bit unorthodox because Marco's very good on the left, but I like what Connolly does when he cuts in and he gets his shots away from that left-hand side onto his right foot. Very Arjen Robben-esque, very Eden Hazard-esque. So I'd like Connolly and Marco out wide with RBW in the 10. And then the Serb, I guess, up top. You, Mickey?
Unless he's injured, but I think it's pretty much nailed on. I think we need to go out, but we need to obviously look at who we've got on the bench if we need to make some defence. We got, to be fair, we got RBW as well, I suppose, and we could put RBW on one and Marco on the other, and then maybe
put Connolly in the 10, because I just think RBW in the 10. He's got that link up with the Serb. There's no sort of denying that when Alex Neil took RBW out for Kundal, the Serb got nothing, and he's had nothing ever since. I just think you've got to let that cook for a little bit.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I really like Kundal. He's going to be a good player for us, but I just don't think he's suiting us at the minute.
B Lions come up with a good one there. Here go Casper with Whittle sitting back, so Casper can play a little bit further forward. Don't forget we've got Dan as well, haven't we? We've got Dan Kelly as well.
Yeah, the thing with Casper is he's not an advanced player. He used to play wing back, and he is a CDM. He actually is in top 3 up until last week, the week before. Sorry, top 3 in the entire EFL for interceptions. So he's absolutely perfect in that role. He is a better CDM than Sav. He's the best CDM at the club. That's where he needs to be, because he can pick that ball up and he can drive us forward. So against Leeds, we see it in especially against Derby. I thought he was excellent. He needs to play CDM. I wouldn't advance him forward because you're losing there. While he can get a goal, and he's shown he can when he did it against Swansea, etc. I'll just leave him where he is because he's really good there at the moment. He's been
I
a real
totally
good
agree with
player
you.
under Neil, I think.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Loads of you.
But I like Wintle though. I do. Wintle's energy is really, really good. Maybe he could be a bit more physical than Billy. I thought Billy got bullied a little bit in midweek.
Yeah, I don't think he was as good as what he could have been. And I think,
Yeah, I think he got
but then
bullied.
again, it could have been the whole
The tiredness, like you
agreeing,
said. I mean, he played most of that game as well. Palace.
yeah. And I think,
I
I mean,
do
to be
get
fair, that game must have taken it out. I mean, let's not beat around the bush. They
It's 10 men.
played 10 men for 85 minutes, and it looks
It's a
as if
long
they were
time.
playing with 11. I mean,
It's a long time.
Palace weren't over us. I mean, their goals were, they were just simple mistakes. They weren't easy
It was
goals.
tiredness.
There's only 24 of you that have pressed like, so please come on, like this, because by the time the media watch this, mate, we could be cancelled. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take tiredness as the main excuse for why we lost that game against Bristol, because they are professional athletes, and a lot of them players, Kundal, Crammer, and others didn't play that game or didn't play majority of that game. A lot of them come off at half time.
I get you, but I think probably emotionally and physically and everything else with it.
I do, 100%.
I think this last week has taken it out. I mean, I'd hate to see how many media were at the game on Tuesday night.
Well, not Daily Mail, that's for sure.
Purely, no, not the Daily Mail. Were there? It's amazing, wasn't it? Millwall versus Bristol City, and we get Adrian Durham there. Now, I wonder why you were there.
We was the only championship game not on Sky Plus.
Weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah, very convenient.
Is that to help Talk Sport with their listeners?
I think it's just to screw the club. There you go. I digress, but no, there's some interesting players that are going to get an opportunity tomorrow to stake their claim for Alex Neil, either for the rest of this season or to stake a claim to be in next season. I think Harding, Wintle, I think there's a few players in Marku that have got an opportunity to do that.
Well, we got the news come out this week, what obviously we've known about for a little while, that Ryan Leonard has obviously activated a clause in his contract which gives him another 12 months. We don't know what else is there. I just wonder out of the players what are on out of contract, how many of those you will be keeping. I mean, or you want to keep. I would probably say that Coburn we'll probably look at. I think Coburn will probably be there.
I do. So, I think Coburn will be one that we go after. I do think either Honeyman or Saville will get an offer. I'm glad Lenny's back. Sad that Danny Mack, is not going to be about.
I think the club will look after him.
I do as well. I do as well.
I
really like Danny Mack. I think he's a really good defender. And then we'll let some of them go, and they do need to go, but there'll be some that are under contract that will look to move on as well. So while we addressed a lot of the attacking needs in January, I think we'll address heavily the central areas and the back line in the summer.
No, that's it. Right. Let's get your predictions in for tomorrow, please. We are going to be doing this for about another 5 minutes or so, pure and simply because it was going to be me and Omar. Something come up. Omar had to do something very last minute, unfortunately, and Jay has stepped in, but Jay is babysitting duties, so we're not going to take him away from his kids. So we've got an hour. We'll probably be back obviously Sunday night, but we might be back tomorrow or Sunday morning or something with a space, so those of you watching on Twitter can get in. Talking about thing, if you want to make a comment to us, if you go on our Twitter feed, go into the profile at the top, you'll see a website which is basically called SpeakPipe or something it is. If you click that, you can do it from your phone, your laptop, your tablet, whatever you want to do. That will take you straight to a platform where you can record a message. I think it's about 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes or so. You can record a message, and that message comes direct to us via email, and we will collate those and we will play them out on message on Sunday. And again, after a game or any time, if something gets that little bit too much to you, just click on the profile, leave a message, and it comes straight through to us. And we will get it on the show or we'll play it out. And it's your chance to be able to have a rant, rave, whatever you want to do, mate. But it just gives you an option of getting your voice on the show. And yeah, we go from there. So yeah, Alex S 1-0, Rambo Ryan 4-0 Millwall. Fuck Watford. Steve says get drunk. Chris says 2-1 Millwall. Dan Riggs says 1-1. And Marku to score both. Is that? No, it's not. But yeah, we'll do it. Colin Taylor says 2-1 Millwall. Lions Raw says, do you think we give Roberts a new contract? I reckon we probably will,
Yeah,
to be fair.
I think so.
2-1 Wall from Jonathan Bowden. Connor says 1-1. Alex S says, Alex Neil record versus Watford. He's 1-3, drawn 0, lost 5. Thanks for that one. Beeline says 1-1. Andrew Roberts said, another bad hangover, I'm afraid. 2-1 Watford. Hope I'm wrong, but can't see it. Cole says, I love Danny Mack. Him and his family are all Lions fans. Yes, they are. Spencer says 2-1. Good evening, Spencer. I saw Spencer this morning. He's one of my customers in my real job. So, yeah, I went and saw Spencer this morning. So, yeah, that's all good. Jay, anything other you want to say before we do go?
No, I think we'll draw the game tomorrow. Personally, I do think we are still fairly tired, and none more so now with the injuries. I think the game plans would have drastically changed now. We are missing some key players, so you know I'll take a draw at this point. I'll be quite happy with a score draw. Yeah, that's what I hope for anyway. Anything more is a bonus.
Yeah. We don't get paid to do this, Beeline. We do this out of fun and a hobby.
Yeah, we just love
Hence,
talking football.
Yeah. Hence, obviously, there's no, super chat this or do this, do that.
Hashtag pay me.
It's all of that. It's just we just like it, and that's it. Can't see us winning.
Yeah,
I don't know. Cheers,
Cheers,
lads. No,
Steve.
thank you. There is going to be something coming out on our website in a bit. There is a statement. I've written something, and the first bit just sits there and comes out. I'll read you the first statement so you can get ready for it when it comes out. It just says, look, trial by media, Liam Roberts, the BBC's free pass to Parish, and the clickbait vultures. Football's a brutal game, and goalkeepers always seem to get the worst of it when the spotlight burns bright, especially when it's live on the BBC, and the media decides to pick a side. On March the 1st, 2025, Selhurst Park, our Millwall man, Liam Roberts, went in high on Crystal Palace's player, Jean-Philippe Matte, during the FA Cup 5th round. It was stretched off, hospital stay, all broadcast in real time. The FA took the initial 3-game ban and stretched it to 6, calling it insufficient. Rules are rules, fair enough, but what followed isn't justice. It's media execution fueled by unchecked rants and clickbait vultures. And while the headlines scream, no one's asking how Liam's handling this. How's his family coping? It wasn't a controversial moment. It was primetime drama. The BBC's live coverage meant Roberts' challenge was dissected instantly. Jonathan Pearce and his crew hammered our fans for let them die chants. But here's the twist. In the 27th minute, Palace fans chanted exactly the same thing at a Millwall player. Funny how that didn't make the cut. No replay, no outrage. When our lot did it, headline news. Then came the real kicker. Palace chairman Steve Parish given a live half-time platform. It goes on a bit more from there. It'll be on the website over the next day or so, over the next couple of hours probably, and we go from there. Thank you very much for thingy. Steve is doing more with chaps than ours. Too many beards, I think, over this side. So he'll be over there now. I don't think times are working out well for him Sundays and whatnot. We went back to the Sunday shows because he could do that. But obviously he's doing pre-records or live shows in the week with chaps. It's what it is. Everyone is down there, and anyone and everyone can do a show. All the better for a little bit of competition. So, yeah, is what it is. Chris, Stephen got relegated to chaps. Where's Negative Dan? Negative Dan is still alive. He's just working hard. So, yeah. Yeah, there's no need to free Stephen Jones. He's free and he's with the other side. Charlie Gardner, 1-0 to Millwall. Come on, you Lions. That is it. We are done for another week. Or no, another 2 days even. We'll be back Sunday night. I think that is pretty much it. Jay, any final words?
No, like I say, it's my boy's first away day tomorrow, so I'll be doing my usual gut reaction that I'll do after the games, more so at the Den, but I'll do my gut reaction in the car on the way back with my son. If you do see us at the ground, come and say hello, make his experience a little bit more enjoyable. Come and say hi if you can, if you will. And safe travels to everyone travelling up there, and I'll see you there if I do.
People
if
to
I
come
don't.
up and go. You want people to come up and go, are you Jay off the podcast? That's what you want, isn't it? So
Phil
your
did
boy
that.
suddenly starts going,
Phil
famous.
Phil did that, and I had half hot dog in my mouth, and he actually came up to me and went, "Oh, it's Jack Black." I was like, "Oh, cheers, thanks for that." But no, yeah, if you just it took my boy's first away day, so I'm looking forward to taking him. So yeah, really up for that actually. But yeah, no, enjoy the journey, everybody. Let's bring on 3 points.
No, that's it. We're going to end with this one. Speak to you all later. Thank you very much for joining. Make sure you press the like before we go, and make sure that you subscribe. And we'll see you all Sunday. Laters.